No, when you're ready, Brooklyn. You good? You okay? You ready? Okay. I'll call to order the City Council meeting for the City of Brookings for Monday, February 24th at 7 p.m. Let's rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilor Malmberg.
Here.
Councilor Pereira.
Here.
Councilor Martin.
Here.
Councilor Fulton. Here. Mayor Hodges.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next would be oral requests and communications, and I show 0.
Yes.
There's none? Okay. Moving right along then to the consent calendar, to approve the council minutes for February 10th, 2025, and to receive the monthly financial report for January 2025.
I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
A second.
Call the question.
Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Councilor Fulton.
Yes.
Councilor Pereira.
Yes.
Councilor Malmberg.
Yes.
Mayor Hodges.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Moving on to agenda item F, staff reports, public hearings, ordinances, resolutions, and final orders. This is for the police storage building. And Mr. Barron, you take it?
Thank you, Mayor Hodges, members of the council. The Public Works Upper Yard located at 715 Railroad Street is used for storage of equipment, vehicles, and trailers, as well as materials for streets, water, storm, and wastewater projects. The proposed police storage facility will be constructed between the two equipment storage buildings and will provide a location for storage of police training equipment. Police Chief Kelby McRae received a generous donation from the John G. Atkins Foundation, earmarked specifically for City of Brookings to construct a police storage facility. In June of 2024, staff solicited bids through advertisement for the project and received only one bid, which was rejected due to the bid coming in over budget. The city re-advertised the project for bid in December of 2024, acting as its own general contractor, and received bids from a variety of subcontractors presented here in the bid tab. 3 of those bids are over $25,000 and are in front of you for approval tonight. The city has completed projects in the past acting as its own general contractor, resulting in considerable savings. The Occasion Hall at Salmon Run, Emergency Operations Center here at City Hall, the restroom concession buildings, shop buildings at Azalea Park, all examples of recent projects the city's completed acting as its own general contractor. Staff recommends entering an agreement with the responding low bidders listed above and anticipates the project breaking ground in early April with project completion sometime in July or August of this year. A couple points of clarification. I just want to state that this, even though we're calling this a police storage building, we're actually using it also for police training. The Milo system, which is system that we trip over when we go into the EOC every time for workshop, is going to be stored in this building, and so that's where it'll be used. Also, I want to note that there was a typo in motion 3. The bid for JB painting is actually $28,520, not 10. With that, do you have any questions?
Questions or comments?
I don't know the details of the John G. Atkins Foundation, but I just want to say how fortunate the city is to be able to have that as a resource and have people who care enough about our law enforcement and the safety of our city to chip in like that. I don't know, who they are and who they represent, but I just thought that was just outstanding.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that too. It helps stretch what we can do as a city in much greater ways. I'm very appreciative of that, and just like we saw last time with the swimming pool, where you feel strongly about things in our community, throwing your financial support behind that is greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Well, I believe I have a pretty decent understanding of this, and I definitely support it. But I don't want to move too quick unless somebody else has any comments or questions. Then I will make a motion to authorize the city manager to enter into agreements with Kleinfelter Contracting Incorporated in the amount of $37,300 for the foundation of the police storage building, for Dunkirk Construction Incorporated in the amount of $71,462 for the framing, roofing, and siding of the police storage building, and J&B Painting and Drywall in the amount of $28,520 for the drywall and interior paint of the police storage building.
I'll second.
Call the question?
Counselor Fulton.
Yes.
Counselor Pratto.
Yes.
Counselor Mollenberg.
Yes.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Mayor Hodges.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, moving on into agenda item G, remarks from mayor, councilors, and city manager. Councilor Pareto wanted to say something here first?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
Before I get into discussion on the House bill, I want to just, I meant to do this last meeting and neglected to. I want to first thank Declan Debler for his service when he was here. I neglected to do that. And also, I was very appreciative of both him and Morgan coming. It's not often we see young people come and give their input. And so I was highly appreciative of that. And then the next thing was, I hope that the rest of the council had the opportunity to review the comments that I drafted to send from myself personally in regard to the House bill. I know that we had all kind of expressed similar thoughts prior to me heading to City Day, and I wish that I had known this was coming before the legislature earlier, but it was in, I don't know if you guys are watching those Friday emails from League of Oregon Cities right now, but they're kind of telling us what is coming and asking for us to make our statements. And so I was hoping that we as a council could have the city manager draft up some comments in regard to the House bill and submit those for testimony to the legislature on this particular House bill.
Well, I really like what you put together personally, but I mean, are you asking that you want something separate in addition to this, or that we all support this?
Whatever you guys want.
Okay.
Honestly, like,
All right.
I'm just, this was what I have thought through and wanted to submit and propose in testimony, but I think it is much more meaningful if it comes from us as a governing body, as a city stance to the legislature. And so that's, whether it's this specifically or something that has the same thoughts or intent, or other thoughts and intent that we can mutually agree on, I would like to see us comment on the things that we know are very important in our community as these legislative issues are being discussed.
And according to our city attorney, Mayor, she said that if there is a overwhelming majority of the council that's in favor of this, there can be a motion to direct the city manager to draft a letter and send it forward. If there's not, then each individual councilor can send their testimony forward individually. So we can do it as a whole or as a
What I was thinking, because I read that directive from the lawyer or attorney, and I appreciate that. I was sort of thinking that we could either, I mean, what we could do maybe is everyone, we know what Councilor Pareda put together. Everyone could have a date to have their submission in addition to, and then that would give you sort of the culmination of what everyone says to put one letter together.
Sure.
So in order for this to be able to go to public comment or to testimony, it has to be done by, I think it's the 26th.
Yes.
So we're very short on time
By now, 1
to be
p.m.
able to do that.
1 p.m.
By
on-
1 p.m. on the 20th.
Wednesday.
Correct. So we don't have a lot of time
Yeah,
to
I
get
mean,
something together. Is the
There's your date by tomorrow night.
Yeah, but tomorrow
Right.
night, we could have something put together.
And then would we want the city manager to go ahead and just sign off on that comment to go?
On behalf of the mayor.
On
and council.
behalf of,
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, at this point, we're just asking for a consensus on what people
Yeah.
prefer.
I support everything Councilor Pareda wrote in here. I thought it was very well written, and I think it's important that when there's issues like this that affect our city, similar to the fire zoning ordinance, that we wrote a letter and we stick up for our constituents and let our voices be heard. So I fully support it.
We do that.
So essentially, the consensus would be if you like this and you don't want to add anything more, don't. If you do want to add and have the city manager have something additional that he might be able to put into this in a format to send off, it needs to be done submitted by tomorrow at like 4?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
perfect.
Sounds like we're all in agreement with
Are
that.
we asking though for the legislature to reject that committee to reject it and then rewrite it where it takes these into consideration?
so when we look at what is written and being proposed in the House bill, if we want changes to it, then basically we're opposed to it as written and requesting that it be redrafted and changed to account for other things.
And something I would suggest too, for each counselor individually, I have issues that don't directly affect the city, but they affect the industry that I'm in. So as a citizen, I've been writing to Senator Smith and Representative Boyce, and they've both been very responsive at replying and a pretty good back and forth on them. So I would urge each council member too to reach out to them individually on these issues or any issue, and they both have been extremely responsive.
I'm in full agreement with that, but I think where there's unity in the council and things we know that very much affect our community, we have a stronger voice when we speak together.
And I agree, and I appreciate you taking the time to write this.
All right. Does it sound like we're all on the same page?
Okay.
And I trust the city manager to, if there's anything that people want to add, he can fit it in here as you see fit. And then we'll just send us all an email a copy so we can review it. All right. Thank you.
I had one other comment on the agenda item that we approved. I'm glad to see the city, the staff not dropping this. After the initial bids came in high, to take another look at it and make this happen. I think the staff did a great job of seeing this through and overcoming the challenge of the high bids. So thank you for that.
Yeah, Tony Barron was the one that, I guess he was voluntold he would be the GC on this, so, but he's done that for other projects before and takes away a lot of his time on other projects, but this is something worthwhile that we feel very strongly about.
Anyone else? a little bit out of our normal mode of operation, but I saw you grab a comment card.
I was just going to introduce my replacement.
Your replacement, okay. Well, normally we do a public at the beginning, but if no one's opposed, we
Not opposed.
we have plenty of time, maybe.
Instead of the podium. Introduce yourself. I'm Jerry Law, the current post commander 966 here in Civic Avenue. And we're going to have an election in April. And this is my prospective replacement, Jerry Rice. We're not changing anything, we're just trying to consolidate. My idea is get all the vets under one roof. Because we have a lot of vets that are meeting in unknown places. We had the Marine Corps League meet at Blue Water Cafe, you know what happened to that? And then we have another group of veterans, Vietnam Veterans of America, meeting up at Cape Brillo. So I'm thinking that if we were to have all the vets meet at Civic Avenue, we'd have more presence, we'd have better ideas, and we could work together. It's Jerry Rice, and this is my senior vice for almost 2 years, and now I'm handing it over to him. I'm not going away, but I will be an advisor.
All right.
And I'll need that advice. I want to work with the city as closely as I can, and I want to thank all of you for helping us in the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
making the introduction.
Yeah.
Thank you, and Jerry accomplished a lot as the commander, so.
Yes, he did. And I was going to make a football joke, but I won't. You've probably heard that too many times.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. And if we have no other comments,